Good morning. Since everyone else is doing one, I might as well do a Trump is convicted video also. But I'm going to throw a twist in there. So, hi, my name is Steve, and welcome to Awake with Steve, where I talk about the things that keep me awake at night, cause anxiety in my life, or just fun to bat around in my brain. So, Trump was convicted. Whoa! All of my news feeds, all of them, the first 3, 4, 5 stories are all about Trump being convicted and what's going to happen next. And I was going to just ignore that because I don't really deal with politics that much. I have very strong political leanings. I just don't want to get into that mostly on YouTube at this point. But there's an interesting twist that it got me thinking about, and that is distractions. Especially with social media these days, it's so much easier to distract people, get them to run down little rabbit holes here, there, and everywhere, get them into a bubble where the only thing they see are the distractions that they're interested in, that they click on, actually more likely click on than being really interested. So there are a couple of factors, I think, at work here, at least a couple of big ones. One is divisiveness spread in social media by outside actors. The first big names that come to mind on this are North Korea, China, Iran, Russia. But they're not the only ones. Being the big boy in the room, there's lots of different countries that, they're not too sure about the U.S. We've done some nasty things in the past. We'll probably do nasty things in the future. And, we want, they want to cozy up to us and be friendly. That's always in the back of their head of watch out. So there are a lot of other interests, also outside of nations, groups. Businesses that profit from chaos in the U.S. Systems, political systems, social systems, whatever. And these interests they don't go, they're not trying to get people to vote Republican or Democrat or not to vote or, staged labor strikes, none of that stuff and all of that stuff. All they're really concerned about is divisiveness. Getting this side of the conversation all upset and then getting this other side all upset and having them go at it without really trying to find a solution to any issues, if there's even an issue there. Then there's internal actors. There are actors which profit from chaos, from political systems not being able to function, from people not being able to make a reasonable decision because they don't have the facts, because they're being distracted by other stuff. And there's another source that kind of goes into the conspiracy theories, although not terribly much, and that is vested actors. Actors who are vested in the U.S. economy the way it's been for the last 100 years, be that companies, families, individuals. Some things that come off the top of my mind: oil companies, coal companies, pharma companies. They don't really, and many others, they don't really want to change. They're making lots of money the way things are. They've got very comfortable lives because their products are needed. And the systems are set up so that we need their products. And the systems are set up so that it's hard for competitors to come in. and actually provide real competition. It's one of the aspects of regulation that these big companies, these vested actors, have with the government. They love government regulations as long as it prevents newcomers from coming in and competing. If it increases taxes or costs them money, they don't like it. But there's that. So they profit extremely well from just chaos. You keep the system locked up, unable to make decisions. Also, they may benefit from that chaos, resulting in people, politicians, groups that lean towards what those vested actors want. GOP has been, in my mind, owned by the oil industry and the pharma industry and the vested actors for decades, many decades, at least since the 50s. So if that chaos leads to a little bit of benefit for the vested actors, if Putin gets his name in the newspaper a little bit more as being friendly to the United States, that's not a bad thing. They'll accept that, and they'll spread that even more if they can. But the fundamental goal is divisiveness. Try and get the system all locked up so that it can't do anything. So back to Trump now. Trump is a wonderful distraction, don't you think? I look at all my news feeds and all I see is Trump. He's very, very good at dominating the news cycles. And in him dominating the news cycles, you don't get any other information that's available. Okay, we're all focused on Trump being convicted. Oh, wow. Or that's a terrible thing. One of the two. I think it's a good thing myself because I really do believe in the rule of law. So there's that. Got off track there a little bit. I'm looking at all of these YouTube videos and then headlines in various websites and news sites about Trump being convicted. And all of his court case for the last, 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks? The court cases, the actual court proceedings only lasted a couple of weeks, but they've been dominating headlines for a month or more, at least in my bubble. But what about stuff that's going on in the world? Okay, we've got a GOP group in Texas that wants to actually execute women who've had abortions. We have record heat waves through all South Asia, Southeast Asia. Mexico is in the midst of one. We have had tornadoes, high winds, thunderstorms, really nasty weather in the Midwest of the U.S. Weather that has been worse than what we've seen in several decades. Trump has even kind of pushed to the back of people's mind the Israeli-Hamas thing, and certainly the Ukraine war. I don't hear much about that right now. So there's lots of things going on in the world that are happening, lots of events, and all I see is Trump. What the hell? Not only is his court cases and his legal problems being dominating the news cycle, pushing everything else to the back of it, but those cases and the way he talks about them and the stories that he tells actually lead to more divisiveness, more gridlock. So it serves the vested interests and the foreign actors who are all interested in the U.S. being as impotent as possible. It feeds right into them, their stories and what they want. And just incidentally, Trump also loves authoritative actors, Putin, Xi, the heads of Exxon. He loves them until they tell him he can't do what he wants to do. Anybody who's got a lot of money, a lot of authority, that's a good old boy in Trump's book. So they get the vested interests actually get some additional benefit out of it. So that's my obligatory Trump video for the day. He's been convicted. He's going to be able to dominate the headlines all the way through the next election or through November and beyond. I suspect that unless he's actually thrown in jail and his cell phone taken away, he will be running for president for the rest of his life. The money's too easy, and he's got a lot of lawyer bills to pay. So there's that. So see ya on the next video. So have a good weekend, actually, since this is Friday today. So see ya.